Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is What the Fuck Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020, and we have a big show lined up today, guys. Lots of going on today. So
Tall show.
Oh, extremely tall. Lots of listeners submitted stories, as always, on What the Fuck Wednesday. And then an interview with Big Dan Rodimer coming up after the stories, before the voicemails and reviews. That's Rodimer. Similar to how I messed up Siraj Hashmi's name, I messed up Dan's in the intro.
Little
I'm gonna
different,
go ahead,
Will.
hand up. I'm bad at pronouncing things.
A little different, Will. There's some deep. You got osmosis by his ring name, which is
Dan
Rodman. Yes.
Rodimer is what I thought. Yeah, it's just a combination.
Oh, if anyone sees that name spelled out, it's Rodimer. No way anyone says Rodimer.
It would be like if
you
you
guys,
wrestled and they called
we
you
don't have to
Will
apologize.
Smithers.
All four of us are horrible at pronunciation, and it's part of the it's part of what makes the show great, because we're idiots and it's funny.
right.
Yeah.
It's all good. We mispronounce cities, name, people, anything with a
right.
noun.
That's
we're going to
true.
mispronounce.
Other
Nouns.
things that make the show great, we say have a great fucking day at the end of the show, and we have
Right.
HAGFD shirts, and the HAGFD, the letters are made of American flags, on the shirt in the Barstool store right now. It's the most amazing, patriotic, and supporting your favorite podcaster thing you can possibly do, to buy an HAGFD shirt in the Barstool store. Get them while supplies last.
It's insider too, because when you see another Hard Factor fan, it's like a Jeep wave. They're gonna know, and you're gonna know, and it's gonna be like, it's just, you're in the club. You know what's up.
You're having a
Yeah.
great fucking day.
That's right.
Love it.
One more thing at the top. Erica Nardini said on a podcast that Pat and I were lucky enough to get to host on, she said, quote, "You can't win anything in life by hiding." She said that on a part we weren't on, Pat, but I thought that was a fun conversation with her. We talked about the DNC, the RNC. Check that out, and Mark and Wes will be on the next time, probably to talk about debates, I'm guessing. So.
No, I'm going to avoid it again next time as well.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
you're not.
someone brought up a very astute point on Twitter yesterday, and they were like, "Bold move, telling your boss that you have 2 coke fingernails." And I was like, "Damn, he's right. Why didn't I think of that when I was telling her and showing
Well,
her
it's
my?"
stuck. It's stuck. Erica mentioned that she mentioned coke fingernails in the description of our show on the lead out, so it's
Very
stuck
good,
with it.
Pat.
Sorry.
There it is. There and everything. We got 3 hilarious listener-submitted stories. Then the
I'm not
interview with
sorry.
Dan Rodimer. Still almost fucked it up, and I didn't even
Jesus,
know
Will.
it. And then voicemails and reviews at the end. The beef. Pat, get us going. I think.
Let's
you're first.
get it, guys. The assistant district attorney in Coles County, Illinois. He earned his position through determination, hard work, and fortitude. And it appears he think it to be about time he started getting some of what we call in the biz fringe bennies. Not all that respect crap or whatever compensation he agreed on, but I'm talking about power. Real hard, stinky, wet power. And guys, that is why attorney Todd Reardon was in court on Monday filing
Todd
a
Reardon,
motion.
the name of the Capitals coach who just got fired? Crazy.
Yeah, he doubles as an attorney, apparently. He quickly made it out to Illinois and was filing a motion on behalf of his client and against the assistant district attorney of Coles County to dismiss a DUI case his client had been charged with, in which the assistant state's attorney and power-hungry Brady Allen, the guy I was referencing in the first paragraph there, he was a prosecutor on this DUI case. And apparently the person being charged with DUI was a lady, and Brady Allen took a special shine to her. She sounds hot. And the motion, guys, that the DUI suspect's lawyer filed communicates that Brady...
He filed the motion in the ocean.
Brady was going after the motion in the ocean is what was going on.
Yeah.
Brady communicated a corresponding sex request to the defendant, and he had quite a quest for a sexual liaison, apparently, and he pretended, allegedly, to take interest in the defendant's case's outcome so that he could bone her. It's Prosecutor 101, am I right?
No.
They
That's not
probably
how
don't
it's
teach it
supposed
in
to.
law school, but I mean,
It's
I'm
not how it's
sure this
supposed
is
to
the
go
first
now.
lawyer to use his leverage to get something he wanted.
we talked about at the top how he deserved a little bit more, and he was carpe diem him. See, Brady upped the ante, guys, when he asked the drunk lady driver for sexual favors and then nudes in exchange for favorable treatment of her criminal cases. And then also he would advise her on her DUI case while having sex with her, specifically. Those were his words, not mine. So he's a true multitasker.
Just a true steward of the state,
Full service is what it was.
Yeah, well, I'm banging you. I'll give you some legal advice. And guys, apparently this wasn't the first quid pro quo. Because as the defendant told the county state's attorney's office, apparently our boy Brady said that there was somewhat of a policy between prosecutors and defendants, and it was totally cool for a prosecutor to bang a defendant as long as things didn't get too serious.
He's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've heard this rule?
I don't think so. I think that's like a position of power, abuse of power. I don't think this is okay at all.
So you're allowed to, it seems like a huge conflict of interest.
Right?
If they're on the same case, yeah, I can see that.
No, you don't. You don't understand what.
Like you refuse to have sex with me, and I'm supposed to give you my best defense. Like
he's the prosecutor. No, he's
the prosecutor.
He's the prosecutor. He's saying he's going to take it easy on her if she.
That's also both are. It's bad. Defendant or prosecutor. This is not good. Active lawyering.
Yeah, forcing someone to have sex with you against their will generally terrible.
Yeah. That's bad.
Get out of jail. Yeah.
The state's attorney's office is a policy there. Everyone's cool with it as long as you're cool with it, lady. Things just can't get serious, and neither of us are looking for that. And guys, Brady was playing with fire, but he flew a little too close to the sun. And that's when he laid this little ditty on our delightful drinkers saying, quote, "We can discuss your situation while you ride my cock, or I can give advice while your mouth is full." And that's the straw that broke the camel's back, guys.
Where did he say that?
Via text message.
He left the paper trail with that one?
What an idiot.
So forever message.
Mm-hmm. So my guess is she's
screenshotable. Just sent it straight to the judge.
She's gonna get all charges dropped there. What a creeper.
What an idiot. Yeah. Is he getting charged with anything?
Well, you heard there's a policy there, Mark. It's okay.
No,
eventually
I thought you were just joking.
No,
clearly joking.
No, I wasn't. He did say that there's not a policy, but he did say it's cool. My boss says it's cool, so
there's no way.
I swear to God, he said that. But
the
I don't know.
DA is gonna have to deal with it.
I know, but there's no way there's like
there's not
policy.
a fucking policy. Yeah. It's in his own head that there's a policy. He deserves more. He wants those fringe bennies. Real piece of shit.
If he gets out of that with absolutely no legal repercussions, that's crazy.
Well, now they're gonna have to look at every fucking case he prosecuted.
Right, exactly. Now, what would you guys allow? Where would be the line? Because the trade, obviously, this is horrible for this woman. He's sexually harassing her and abusing his power. But at the end of the day, she's probably drunk driving. She got off. So, fair trade, or
but they got to look at all the other cases where these hot women got maximum sentences because they didn't blow them.
Yeah, it's not good. It's a bad situation. You got to get Brady out of there.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Get him out. He's probably gonna.
And charge him with something. Yeah.
That town's just full of good-looking drunks. All the ugly ones go to jail.
Yeah. Well, no, because they're all back on the roads drunk driving. It's like bumper cars in that town. It's a bunch of hot idiots driving around drunk.
Yeah, hot idiots.
Which Hardo Hive member?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just love how consistently pragmatic he was. It's like, I'll give you legal advice while I'm inside you, and then you can ride my cock. Well,
yeah.
Well,
those are the two ways you can get the legal advice.
Yeah. This guy.
It's going to be hard for me to talk while you're sitting on my face, but I'll hum it to you.
This is standard legal procedure, lady. You wouldn't know.
Right.
Did you get my text?
Yeah, did you get my text?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
All right, let's move it on. That one was from Michael Rook. This next one comes to us from Carson and my wife in the Hardo Hive. And they're both vigilant watchers of how humans and bears are constantly getting closer, living closer side by side at all times, to the eventual outcome that hopefully humans and bears just peacefully coexist. Which, I mean, have you guys ever thought about that, like having a bear instead of a dog?
Yes. All the time.
What if you had an eagle that took care of all the varmints in your yard? That'd be...
Well, I love those videos of the bears having picnics with people that you see on YouTube all the time.
Yeah,
like the Russians eating with the bear.
You're talking about
Russians
it looks like
seem
the
to
Yogi
own
Bear
bears,
cartoon. Yeah.
It's real life.
The bear that smokes cigarettes.
They're picking a basket.
Yeah.
No, it's not cartoons, Pat. These are real videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sometimes
Yep.
Wes gets confused between cartoons, but I no. Will
No, I don't.
have you ever seen the size of a shit that a bear takes?
Well, you
by
don't
no-
have it. You'd have to
Worth it if
figure out.
worth it if they're friendly.
Right.
Like I said,
I agree with Pat, though. It is a big mess, but it's worth it.
it's coming
And people own
eventually. All
horses.
right, it's not here yet. It's not
Yeah,
here yet. Don't worry.
exactly.
They'd still shit in your house today, but eventually, one day, bears and humans will just be so.
Oh no, the bear's not allowed inside. You have to build it like a big wooden structure, and then you hang out with it outside. And
A
drink
bear
beers and
house,
smoke
like a
cigarettes.
dog house, but
exactly.
human size.
You
for
build a
bear.
bear house, and then you get like a shovel and
Bear cave,
it's-
really.
Yeah,
You don't want this. I met a guy in San Marcos that owned wolves, and at first he was like, "Bro,
Well-
I thought owning wolves was badass. It is not badass. The wolves
Why
run
did he
his
think
life."
that?
Because come on, I mean, if you have the opportunity to take on a wolf, you're gonna.
Well, his first problem was thinking he could own a wolf. That's a little presumptuous. You don't really own a bear. You just like wrangle it to your presence, to your
Right.
location.
Right. You don't expect anything from that bear except for hangout time every once in a while.
Yeah,
And
it eats a
won't kill you.
honeycomb next to you
Yeah.
while you eat a burger.
A lot of great
outside.
pun opportunities too. Just bear with me a moment, okay? Would you?
Bear necessities.
Oh, this.
I
My roommate's a
digress.
real bear.
Bare boned.
The reason we're talking about these bears so much is because bears are coming into closer contact with humans all the time. And the first recent bear incident comes from Revelstoke, British Columbia, Canada, where a lone black bear was spotted jogging down a main street in town before popping into the liquor store to have a look around the liquor store. And
There you go.
Yeah, I mean they're testing the waters. Here's what the store owner Claudio Brunetti had to say. He said, "The bear came barreling down the street. I don't know why, but right down to the end of the block in front of my pub." He owns the Grizzly Sports Bar and Grill, and also the Last Call
there
liquor
you go.
store.
What did
He
he
was
expect?
calling the bears into his grizzly store.
Yeah, it was really his fault. And then the bear just bolted right into the store. The door was open. I have to have the door open because of COVID. Oh my God. So you don't have to touch the door. So basically COVID caused this bear to run inside of a liquor store. And then the store owner
That's
yells
one of those
at him.
It's one of those local laws you might want to change.
If you're surrounded
got
by bears,
the door opening thing.
it's a
Wear
bad idea.
gloves or get hand sanitizer inside the store. I don't know what the fuck you need your door open for.
They have no cases in Canada, so you,
Right.
they're doing great at containing the COVID, but the bear attacks or the bear pop-ins, out of control.
Listening to
because
those
of this.
those orders in
Yeah,
that
I'm
town, you
gonna
moron.
shut the door if I've got a bear running around the town.
Yeah.
Man, they had this problem with Hooters and owls in the '90s. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they saw the owl symbol and they all flew in.
Came in. They thought it was mating season. Luckily, no liquor was stolen in this British Columbia one. Next up, though, a larger, more dangerous brown bear in the Lake Tahoe town of Kings Beach, California, North Lake Tahoe. This brown bear wandered into the local Safeway just a few days before this British Columbia incident. So these bears, I don't know if they're coordinating their attacks or what, but they are interested in stores.
There was definitely a bear communication that went out like mid-COVID lockdown, and they were like, "It's on, guys. Whatever you want."
When you're talking black bears, brown bears, all kinds of bears, grizzlies, who knows? I mean, you got to keep your head on a swivel out there. So this Safeway bear in Tahoe, he didn't really give a shit. There were shoppers honking outside the store, screaming at him, telling him to get out of the store. But he took his time, and this bear, unlike the liquor store bear, did have the balls to steal a bag of chips on his way out. So you guys see him exiting the storefront with the chips right there in the pictures, in the notes.
Yeah.
And
They're just following the lead of the looters. No cops around. It's like, this is what's going on now?
These bears, the two bear stories I see, like, not a big deal. Didn't steal liquor, one bag of chips, not that bad.
yeah,
Tree bears, however.
Bears are really just like cool. I feel like maybe they should just be allowed to do this stuff because
It's the bears starting to initiate the human friendship. It sounds like they're like,
Right.
"Yo, you want to eat a bag of chips with me?" And maybe you buy the vodka and we take it to the picnic table with the chips.
exactly. I for one welcome it, just like the machines. We should just befriend them.
I'm into the bears, still out on the machines.
Okay. You're an organic guy. All right. Well, after all that excitement with the Bears, the good folks of Revelstoke and Kings Beach should do a little de-stressing and chilling out with Caliper CBD. Caliper, as you all know, is the best CBD single-serving product on the market, period. Drop it into any drink, any meal, and it's instantly chilled out. I love the stuff. It makes anything you put it on, any drink, any food, anything you consume into your mouth, much more relaxing. Your body is mostly water. Oil and water don't mix. CBD oil is no different. That's why you got to use the Caliper CBD powder, because oil is bullshit. It's clinically proven that Caliper absorbs 450% more CBD with their powder compared to oil and tinctures. And Caliper gives you all the benefits of CBD in just 15 minutes, about twice as fast as any of those oils could even dream of delivering results. I mean, they couldn't make you feel as good. And then on top of that, it takes longer. So there's no point in the tinctures and the oils. Go with Caliper powder. Caliper CBD comes in affordable 10 and 30 count packs. You can get started for under $20. Unlike some products out there, Caliper is completely THC free. All the goodness of CBD with no high, no failed drug tests, all natural, no GMO ingredients, no fillers, added chemicals, or artificial flavors. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund, but trust me, you won't need it. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
That's right. And the fine people of Caliper have advised us, like, we're not supposed to say, like, it cures medical conditions. But they didn't say anything about bears. So we're going to go ahead and say that it will relax you from bear attacks, for sure.
Easily.
Yeah.
Best stuff on the market for it, really.
If you got bear problems, try some Caliper.
It's a bare necessity.
Yeah, exactly. I already used that one, Beef. You just
there's only 3. I mean,
well, okay. You had like 5 minutes to think of another one. All right, this one's sent in by Garrett from Iowa. 25-year-old Dakota David Luck was arrested Monday of this week for crashing a tanker truck he stole into a house while naked. Okay.
Whoa. What?
Yeah, did you hear that? Stole a tanker truck, drove it into a house.
It's a lot to
and he was naked.
right
yeah,
there.
I want to know if he was nude when he stole the truck or if he got nude in the truck.
Well, yes, he was. We're going to get exactly to where he got nude. The tanker truck spilt thousands of gallons of biodiesel, which triggered an evacuation of the entire surrounding area, like the house and the houses nearby, as well as it called in an environmental emergency. So it was like the incident that happened in that beautiful island in the Indian Ocean, basically, except in a neighborhood. Luck had just checked out of a
naked guy instead of
with the naked guy instead of a guy on his birthday throwing a party on the ship.
It's a good policy if you do something really messed up to get nude, I find, because it gives you like some deniability. Like, I'm a crazy guy, I'm naked. Facts, Why would I be naked if I was of sound mind and responsible for this accident?
I think you're onto something, Beef, but I don't think he needed to get naked because they could have gone and checked the paper trail, because Luck had just checked out of a 10-day stay at a local hospital the same day he hijacked the tanker truck. And we don't know exactly what the local stay was for at the hospital, but we can assume.
Craziness, probably.
Yeah, probably related to craziness. So Luck was employed, I guess, at Quick Trip's fuel blending facility. Yeah, poor driving. Could have been that too. Injuries from driving. It was a hospital. He was at this where his place of work, I guess, Quick Trips. I guess he wanted to go back to work, or maybe that was his local hang, but he didn't go all the way back to work after the hospital trip, because around 6:15 a.m. officers received a report that a man at the Quick Trip was acting erratically and had crashed a semi-cab into a ditch at the facility, then jumped out of that semi-cab and stripped completely naked, and then started running around screaming. So that's what got the cops there.
Yeah,
but before
should have left him in the hospital.
Cool.
Yes, they should have. That's what got the cops there. But before they could get there, that naked man, Dakota, allegedly climbed into a different semi-cab, which was hauling a tanker with more than 7,600 gallons of biodiesel. And he took off down the Ridgeway Road. And I do mean took off, as police responding to the scene saw the tanker speed past them at about 70 miles per hour, with the driver, Dakota, fist pumping like he was heading to an Andrew WK concert all the way down the road.
Yes. He's having a good time.
Let's get the party started.
What do you do at this point if you're the cops? Like, I mean, do strip bars work on those giant trucks? I mean, how do you
pray?
No,
you are worried. You're very worried.
His CDL instructor must be just so disappointed because his CDL instructor saw this coming. Because
everyone saw this coming.
He wants to use his CDL so bad that he went from one semi-tractor trailer to another semi-tractor trailer, just hopping around, just wanted to use that license.
Yeah, he got some good work out of it, but he crashed both the cars, which we're going to get to the second one, both those semis. By the way, did you guys see that documentary about the guy in the small town that got screwed over in his businesses and stuff like that?
Yes.
So he
the tank dude?
The tank dude.
No, the bulldozer dude.
The bulldozer, it's a bulldozer. He was like a master welder, so he welded an invincible bulldozer and just destroyed an entire town.
I love that guy.
This is what these guys are thinking is happening at this point. So eventually Dakota lost control of the fast-moving enormous vehicle and struck a minivan. The semi then rear-ended the trailer of a beer truck that apparently may have been trying to stop him because they probably were a little concerned as well. And eventually he just crashed the semi-cab into a home at 1420 Ridgeway Avenue. The resident was able to escape without injuries. That must have been fucking terrifying. But Waterloo firefighters had to free Luck from the wreckage, so he was trapped. And then wildlife rehabilitation.
They had to fish his naked body out of the crime scene?
Yes,
Good
out of a
Lord,
disgusting crime scene where oil is spilling everywhere.
With a net or...
No, I think it was a rope, a pole with a rope at the end of it, probably. Wildlife rehabilitation workers are working to treat ducks from the creek that were caught in the spill. So they had to call in the entire crew of wildlife preserve people with this fucking bastard. He's charged with first-degree theft, simulated explosive violation. That's not a good charge. Possession of marijuana and several other driving violations because they found a bag of marijuana and a pill bottle containing drugs on his personal vehicle that he left at the Quick Trip. So.
Oh, man. Can you imagine the scene? They're just yanking this naked guy out, and there's these ducks just trying to flap behind him, covered in all this shit.
He's so mad at him.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the homeowner, if he was a cigarette smoker, getting your house ran into with a truck's a pretty stressful situation, maybe reaching for your pack, trying to light up. Thank God he didn't.
Yeah, I think you probably, before you smoke a cigarette, leave the wreckage of your home. But,
well,
I mean...
That's you, Mark. You've never had it happen to you. I've heard other things. So
okay. I see on the Jewel over there though. You're vaping.
Yeah, I'm a vape guy now. So
yeah,
you know what? Wouldn't have to worry about it.
Trying to avoid dangers like this.
You need a big one.
Smart.
That you can blow thick clouds.
I want one of those big
sick
rigs.
Clouds.
I want
sick clouds.
I want to spend a couple $100 on. I want to be able to. I don't want to be able to put it in my pocket easily. That's how big I want my rig.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A battery that just pulls your pants down from the weight.
You want to blow a cloud where you don't know who else is in the room.
Absolutely unnecessary battery power for vaping is that's what I want.
Nice. You're on your way.
Welcome to the show. Our first challenger of this campaign season, federal congressional candidate for Nevada District 3, formerly of the WWE, Big Dan Rodimer. Thanks for joining the show, Dan.
Thank you for having me, brother. This
Awesome.
is gonna be great.
Good. Yeah, we're excited to get you on. I know we've been talking for a while. See, you just did an event with Tito Ortiz somewhere, probably down in Vegas. How many WWE and MMA stars are running for office this year?
Right now, I think it's only Tito. I believe Tito's the only one because Kane's already in.
Okay.
Hopefully, Kane runs for governor soon. I'm hoping he will. I've been planting the seed.
Nice.
What's the body doing? Do we know what the body's up to?
Oh, true.
Yeah, he's in. He's on some island somewhere. He's kind of out of politics.
He's got that predator money.
He's retired. Yeah, it makes
Cabo
sense.
Wabo.
All right, Dan, we saw that you recently got the Trump endorsement in your campaign. You're gunning, I believe, to represent Dana White's district, right? Henderson? Does he live in there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So why do you want to go to D.C. and represent Southern Clark County, including Henderson?
Well, I'm going to D.C. because fact is nobody's got a backbone out there. When I came on, they sat me down in D.C. and they said, Big Dan, we're going to make you the face of Fox News. I said, I don't want to be the face of Fox News. I want to be the face of CNN and MSNBC because Republicans, they don't watch CNN and Democrats don't watch Fox. And the fact is nobody has, I got to rephrase it, the backbone.
The Stones.
backbone.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We got you. Yeah.
So Big Dan, if you get in this November, can you get them fucking straightened out, because they're not passing anything right now. The stimulus bill, the police reform bill, nothing's being passed. So I like where your head's at. So yeah, go in there and choke slam some people.
Yeah.
We're going to go in there, and fellas,
Uh-oh.
we're going to take a folding chair right to the estate.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Is that hand painted, Big Dan? Is that hand painted?
That's hand painted. I'll send you guys one.
Is that?
Oh,
fuck
hell
yes.
yeah. I want to
yeah.
sit in that chair every podcast I do now.
You have to send us one. We'll display it. Yeah.
How'd you do the red? Was it whose blood is it?
Yeah.
So
I get in trouble by starting naming off congressmen.
that's true. Well, do you think, speaking of Congress people you might not be friendly with right now, do you think the Trump endorsement is going to put you over the top to take out Republican incumbent Susie Lee in your district?
Hey, this is the district that President Trump won by 1.5 in 16. And
Okay.
the fact is people are frustrated. They're fired up. They're upset. They want security. They want safety. They want to go back to work. And right now, schools being shut down for Clark County. People are really, really upset. And these are things we need to get back on track.
All right.
Nice. Cool. Well, you're on the right. I see you're on the right track. You've got your interview set up between two flags, so that's a staple when you're trying to get elected in the RNC for sure.
Very
so
professional.
you're very, very good looking. But I want to ask you a question. As you might be able to tell, we aren't exactly in shape. But we just started a weight loss competition. We know how to lose weight the extremely unhealthy way, which is starving. But I did a little research and noticed some pictures of you online, and you look pretty good. Do you have any secrets to how we may maybe look a little more like you?
Pop that shirt off, Big Dan. Pop that shirt off.
Yes. No. I'll tell you guys right now. You guys want to lose weight real quick? Run for Congress, because I'm close to 50 pounds. 50 pounds, and my wife, she doesn't feed me unless I make at least 100 calls by noon. So,
Oh, man. Too busy to eat. Shit.
Too busy to eat and probably too nauseous hearing all these stories from Congress.
Yeah.
It's tough, baby.
No, but can I have like a serious weight loss tip though?
hey, I find the keto thing has always worked for me. Always kept me lean. I didn't eat until noon, trained in the morning, did my cardio before I even had a cup of coffee. And that's how I always stayed lean in WWE.
Nice.
Excellent.
Okay. Thank
Love
you
that.
very much.
Well, hey, Big Dan, you were recently endorsed by a coalition of Nevada police unions, big endorsement, and have made police issues a large part of your campaign. I'm curious, what's your take on the actions of Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha? What's your 2 cents on that?
Right now, it's chaos. It's chaotic. We have what's happened across the board. George Floyd, across the board, it's an issue that, folks are obviously very, very upset about. My thing is I believe in peaceful protests. I don't believe in rioting. I got 5 kids, fellas, and I got one on the way.
Whoa.
Good Lord, Big Dan.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we just bought a TV. But the fact is, guys, it's a scary time to bring a child into this world. We got 5 weeks from now. We got a pandemic right now. A year ago, who would have thought we'd all been wearing a mask? We got rioting going on, looting. We got people trying to burn down buildings, burning down car lots, burning down churches. Police officers being shot. We just had one here in Las Vegas that got shot in the head. It's scary, scary times. And I believe in peaceful protest. You go out there, you do your peaceful protest, but the rioting and hurting police officers and hurting other folks and people getting shot, it's getting out of control. And in our district right now, the folks want more protection, not less protection. And, we had an issue where they thought there was going to be rioters up here in Summerlin, and, folks were upset. And the problem was Susie Lee, the incumbent, I call her socialist Susie Lee.
No.
Or scammy Susie Lee. Actually, but she didn't stand up for the folks out here to make sure they're protected.
Well, do you think that there's a need for police reform? Because I understand, the need for police. I think we can all agree on that. But also, if you're a black man or woman in this country, interactions with police a lot of times statistically end in unjust deaths. What's your take on the police reform? Because I know you're a big backer of the police are a big backer of you, as are we on this show. But I'm curious about the politics of it. Because we think a police reform bill is necessary, but I'm curious what your take is and what you think that should be if you do believe in it.
Well, my feelings on it are, my dad was a cop, all right, and this is why I got, I was brutally honest with the police when I did the interview. I said, you guys usually always endorse Democrats, but I understand what's going on right now, and I remember when my mom would walk my dad to the door. And we were a middle-class family. My dad was a cop. My mom was a concierge at the Hilton. And she'd walk him to the door, give him his bagged lunch, give him a kiss goodbye, and then she'd say a prayer for him. She'd pray that he'd come back home. And, for the bad cops out there, the 1% of the bad cops, heck, we don't want them. And the other cops don't want them either. We're in a situation now where, I want to make sure that the police officers have everything they need to protect themselves so they can go back to their family. In regards to federal level coming in and making laws, I don't believe that the federal government should, because I don't want somebody in Maryland, a congressman out in Maryland, determining the laws for the police here in Nevada.
States' rights.
What about your African American constituents, though?
In regards to
in regards to the fact that they feel their community needs
maybe a question would be like the actual police form that they're presenting to federal Congress. Let's say it would if you got there, I think there are certain things in it like
stalled between the Senate
there's
version
certain things
and the
about
House
like a
version
database that
now.
says if someone's been violent in a
the
different
banning
area
of
in
chokeholds,
the banning of chokeholds, like that type of thing. The actual legislation that's being presented to Congress in the next couple of weeks or whatever. What would you think about that legislation?
I would say, like I said, leave it down to the state and community levels so they could determine exactly what they could do best. They're going to know the issues here, right here in Nevada, in Las Vegas. And, to have the federal government come in, overreach, try to determine what works in every single city, because every city is different.
Right.
I think that we should do it here. We should do it right here. And I think that by doing that, you're going to have because obviously we have a number of police officers across the board that are quitting now. I think we lost 150 police officers.
Right. They need to ramp up community engagement, obviously.
Yeah. Now, we've said things in the show like we support the police reform bill and things in it, but we've also said things like maybe they should pay police officers more money. It's a tough job, and maybe with more training, you should also pay them more. We see.
And those are, all those are great. The problem is like, for example, I met with a police officer last week, and she is 130 pounds, and her jaw was broken. I was asking her, how's everything going? And she said, well, I had to take down somebody that was, 6'7", 300 pounds.
She took you down.
It's related to me, guys. But
how many 6'7" guys we got in that county, Big Dan? Let's be honest.
You were a suspect at this point. You got to take. You were like, you want round two?
It was either you or the tall freak guy. They call him Gangles over there.
I do this. I wear the cowboy boots to give me an extra inch.
Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm talking about. That's where that 6 kid came from, Dan.
Taking any pictures next to you.
Yeah, really.
Believe it or not, in the WWE, my boots, they had an inch lift on the inside and an inch on the outside. So I had inches on me.
2 extra.
Lord.
Holy shit.
Well, they were probably there's some big guys there.
What were you saying though, Big Dan? You said that the lady.
Oh, so sure enough, I was talking to all these different police officers, and she said, in a fraction of a second, she had to make a decision of how to take this person down. I guess he was high on speed or an upper, and she was worried about how to take the guy down and what hold she could put him in without getting in trouble. And that's an issue where the police are set at a higher level because they have to protect themselves. So what works in certain situations doesn't work across the board. So if you do a streamline across, it may not work for certain police officers, for certain, and also in certain communities.
Yeah,
all right.
that makes sense. Tough job.
It is for sure. I've got one last one for you here, but we might break and do other stuff. But the last question we have scheduled is, Dan, you played college football at the University of South Florida, I believe. You played in the Arena Football League a little bit, some semi-pro ball as well. Tampa Bay, where my wife's born. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about professional wrestling. I want to talk about Big Dan Rodimer. You were a contestant in the 2004 WWE Tough Enough season, the $1 million season that had The Miz, who got runner-up, and Ryback on it. So that was a big season. And you signed with the WWE for a year. What got you into wrestling, and who is the greatest wrestler of all time?
Ooh.
Now, I was going to ask you guys which story, because I was only going to give you guys one, but, I was going to let you guys pick either Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, because I got stories with all of them.
Well, Big Dan, I know that you're guest on our show, and I know you and Will connected being Nevadans. But if
Nevadans,
I know,
Nevadans.
I did it on purpose. But if you listen to the intro of our show, we're brought in by one man and one man only every morning, and that's the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Was it Lonnie Povo? What's his real name? Randy Savage. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Snap into it.
So you tell us I would say the dirtiest story of those with Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, whichever. Roddy Piper, R.I.P. But tell us the worst and filthiest story you got.
Yeah, was Roddy trying to make you put on his glasses, or?
Oh, we lost you. You lost your audio. Go for it.
All right.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, now I can, yeah.
Okay, so now Macho Man was before my time. He lived in my city. I went to college in Tampa. He lived in St. Pete, but he was. I never had an opportunity to meet him, but I did have. I had an opportunity to work with Ric Flair, where I wrestled him, and I met Roddy Piper. I got some stories with him, which I don't know if are appropriate. Some of these stories, fellas, I can have with you. I can tell.
Hey, R.I.P. Rowdy, and this is a safe space, Dan. This is a safe space.
Safe space.
They Live is literally my favorite film. I'm a huge Rowdy guy.
All right, let's hear it, the Beef. Let's hear what he has to say about him.
Ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. So Roddy Piper. Let me see if I can do the PG version of this. So Roddy Piper. I was a rookie, so I got hazed all the time. Being a new guy, I did a reality show. So the next thing you know, I was on the big stage. Guys like John Cena, it took him 12 years in the minor league. So a lot of these guys kind of had hard feelings for the rookie came in so quick. Fact is, fellas, I was the worst wrestler in the WWE. I was absolutely terrible. But I was really good on the microphone. Believe it or not, Vince McMahon would say, go out there and do a 2-minute promo to an 8-minute match. And I'd go out and do an 8-minute promo to a 2-minute match.
Nice.
And then I'd walk through the curtain, and Vince McMahon would stand there and he'd berate me and call me names and tell me I was the worst wrestler. And as I'd walk away, he'd say, well, great promo, kid.
You got one part right.
So sure enough, every single week, I did the same exact thing and just go out there and fire people. And that's what I do now. When I do my political speeches, it's a WWE political speech because people want to get fired up. And I'm different, guys. Obviously, I'm not a politician. I like to call myself a patriot. But, I go out there and people, I can relate to them. I can understand their issues and they can talk to me. And that's why, we're pulling so good right now. But I'll tell you one story quick, guys. So Roddy Piper, he comes in. And this is what he was already done wrestling. He was a little, he was older. And he came in and he was a partier. And I was sitting watching the camera, and he's got that high pitched voice, right? You guys know that high pitched voice that hey. I'm sitting there watching, and this is like my first week there, and it's a fraternity, so it's like basically the oldest guy there is the most well respected. So it doesn't matter if like Roddy Piper comes in and he tells John Cena to do something, John has to do it. So nice. He comes in. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear, hey, you, kid. And I look around, and all of a sudden I'm the last person there. Everybody left the locker room. And of course, I'm all excited. I'm like,
But they knew to get out. And you
Yeah,
didn't.
they knew
That's what
Piper
happened.
was going to ask for something fucked up.
exactly. Excited. I'm a big giant. I'm 300. I got long hair. I go over and I'm like, Mr. Piper, it's so nice to meet you. I go to shake his hand. He goes, hits my hand out of the way. He goes, kid, I need you to get on your knees. Mm-hmm. And I can't get my belt on. He was a little, he gained a little weight.
Yeah.
And so get on your knees, and I need you to push in the belt and then tighten it real tight while I suck it in. And I'm like, let me get this straight. You want me to get on my knees? And he's like, get down. So sure enough, I get down. And I'm down there, and I'm trying to pull his belt. And I'm trying, and I can't get the belt latched. Finally, I go to get it. He gives this big, loud squeal. And who walks in with the camera crew but Vince McMahon?
No.
All he sees is me on my knees, and sure enough, he turned around, watched me, and I was like, no, Mr. McMahon, it's not what it looks like. But needless to say, the ongoing issue all the time, one thing after another. The great Khali, when I first came on, 7 foot tall, and he couldn't put oil on his back. And I felt like I was in prison or something. And I'm like trying to rub oil on.
Oh, wow. What a moment.
They liked you over there. So,
does Vince was big?
Does Vince own your name?
He owns Rodimer, Dan Rodimer, but he owns Dan Rodimer.
So what happened?
Oh shit, my bad. Rodimer. So we said it wrong. I thought Rodimer.
So what happens if you win? Does Vince get to help with the office or what?
So. Well, I mean, guys, I don't want to ruin it for everybody. But a little bit of it is scripted. But, obviously we know somewhat of the match going in. And I would always tell all the guys which moves I didn't know because I didn't know a lot of the moves. I knew how to throw a kick. I knew how to throw a punch. Unfortunately, when I did throw a punch, 50% of the time I'd actually land and I broke a few noses accidentally.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out.
Working stiff. Did you ever wrestle the Big Show?
The Big Show, so the Big Show, I don't know if I can tell this story.
Did you blow the Big Show too?
Yeah. So the first time we went to go walk out into WWE, it was me, Dan Pewter, The Miz. And before we walked out there, they put us all in the locker room. And we go in there, and the Big Show goes, and it was all on their film, and it was all set up. We get in there, and he's like, you guys don't deserve to be here. You guys are rookies. We worked hard. And he took Dan Pewter and threw him into a wall. And I kind of I knew the camera was on me, and it wasn't on, he didn't see me. So, of course, I was kind of giggling the whole entire time, smiling. So, sure enough, what do? But he kicks us all out. We go out to the ring, and they give us a microphone, and they're like, hey, everybody, say something to the Big Show, about what just happened. And everybody, they were kind of wusses. They're like, oh, well, Big Show, it was an honor to be in there, whatever. And then it got, and I was the last one. And I was like, Big Show, you looked at me and I laughed right in your face and you didn't do anything about it. And next thing you know, his music came on and he came out.
No.
I'm like, I think wrestling's fake, so I don't think anything really bad happened.
Yeah, you're about to herniate a disc.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. He actually bruised my sternum that day.
Ooh.
He came in there, he body slammed each one of you guys. And I was like, no, you're not body slamming me. And eventually I went up there, he body slammed me, and I didn't sell it. I jumped right up, and then he grabbed me again, body slammed me, and dropped the knee on me. And sure enough.
Jeez, who's got the biggest hog in the whole WWE? It seems like there's must be some impressive locker room work.
Yeah, that's a weird question.
That's a weird question.
Well, I assume it's the Big Show.
Well, proportionally,
Name like that.
Took his hand once, and it was like I got a big hand, and my hand looked like a little baby hand, and his hand looked like a big turkey, kind of wrapped around my.
I remember stories about the Hogan versus Andre the Giant match. I think was WrestleMania 3, and Andre might have been hazing Hogan a little bit, and Hogan didn't know if he was going to be able to get the body slam on him or not until basically the match, because he was just fucking with him the whole time. There are some guys that are so big that scripted or not, you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he
Definitely not.
swung on me legit, and I dodged it, but he would have definitely broke my jaw.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, watch out. Well, Big Dan, thanks for coming on, man. We wish you best of luck on the campaign trail on the way to November 3rd, and really appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, real quick, guys. The fact is Susie Lee, she's got twice the amount of money than me, so it's kind of like going into the ring, 2-on-1, 3-on-1 right now. Mm-hmm. So we need to raise. If you get anybody out there, if you can go to www.danrodimer.com and donate today, I greatly appreciate it.
Nice. Thank you very much, Dan. We'll talk to you again.
Thank you, Big Dan.
Thanks, Big Dan.
Thanks, sir. Hey, all right, guys, we got a lot of reviews. First, I would like us all to take a moment of silence for reviewer Manny Issy, who, after our airing of grievances, says he will be leaving the show. He wanted to remind us that in 2020, audio editing is easy, and we should have edited all that bickering out. He did wish us luck on our contract, but says we will be without him as a listener. So, Manny Issy, wherever you are still listening, great to have you back.
Yeah. Hey, Manny Issy, how'd you like that last story?
They always come back.
Great to have you back, buddy. We love you. Others like Brother on the Street and BB LeCobb hated the arguing. BB LeCobb said the podcast is now unlistenable due to our bickering. Dewey, D-E-W-Y, who just wanted us to do better and stop arguing, and to be grateful we aren't working construction like he is.
Okay.
And then KW Buzz 23WK said, who thought the arguing sounded like Repubs and Dems arguing about work, and suggested that we have a sound that lets everyone know that we are going to do the reviews and the voicemails so we can turn off the show. And to that I say, yeah, when we say, now it's time for voicemails and reviews, that's
a sound.
That's when
an
we'll do
audible
them.
sound, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we didn't announce it, but I'm going to put the Big Dan Rodimer before this, so you'll get that beforehand. So.
Beautiful. Another guy calling him... Yeah, another guy calling himself Minilord, whining about Steve Robinson coming on. Yes, we have invited Steve on. He will be on very soon, actually. Either the radio, right?
Yeah, Tuesday radio, I think.
He's going to be joining us, so everything will be okay. But thank you for leaving a 5-star review.
Some whiny ass reviewers, to be honest. I'll tell you what, though, you're going to get to the positive ones about the bickering. I will say this for people that didn't like the bickering. It drew the biggest numbers like we've ever had on YouTube and on the downloads of the podcast, and it drew by far the most interaction. So in the game that we're in, it was by far the best move we've ever done.
Right.
So
sorry if it annoyed you, but it definitely
stick that in your
moved the
pipe
needle.
and smoke it. We won't do it that often, but fuck off.
Yeah, we're gonna continue to bicker regularly here and there, and if we do decide to do a big airing of grievances,
we'll let you know.
We'll let you know. Okay,
it'll be in the show description, so you'll know to just skip it if you hate it. But.
That's right.
Well, anyone that hates
you won't skip it.
Well, the vast majority of people,
they'll watch it and you complain about it. Yeah,
I understood. We're not gonna do it often, but I must ask you, if you did dislike it, have you ever had a brother or a sister or a friend that you've been friends with since you were like 13 or 14 years old? Well, that's us. And sometimes it comes out, and it comes out furious, and it comes out fast. You got to let some steam out.
Have you ever seen any other show that always has airing of grievances, like in the history of radio and podcasting? Every single show?
Yeah.
That's what I would say to it.
Howard Stern's one of my favorite of all time, and they bicker all the time.
Everyone at Barstool. Have you ever seen a Barstool show?
All right, let's talk about the reviews where people liked it then.
Okay, let's get on to a good one. Mikey Phelps 420 loved it, saying, best way to stay informed, longtime listener, but haven't reviewed. What pushed me over the edge, you ask? Specifically the first 20 minutes from Wednesday's episode, pure entertainment. 3 dudes and a beaver give great informative takes on the news. No one on either side is safe. Everyone in politics is an idiot. Only way that I feel informed on the news, keeping tough stories light with comedy and interviewing people of all parties. T-shirt idea. Hey, great idea. HAGFD, acronym only. Have a great... It's out there. So, Mikey Phelps, I hope you've ordered 10 of these things because we got the HAGFD T-shirt out there for you. All right, let's get to some Pat hate.
And real quick, those T-shirts were specifically from like that review and a few other DMs. It was the listeners. It was the listeners that requested that shirt. Hive. And we got it for you because it's an awesome shirt. Great suggestion.
Yes, absolutely. It's fire. get one. Now let's get to some Pat hate, followed by some Pat love. So don't worry, Pat, it's coming. This one is from AI Religion or Al Region. Sorry, everybody has a Pat. It makes a lot of sense to me. Pat is a communist sympathizer. He likes to show up at showtime, which is probably whenever he wants, and wants the other guys to do all the work so he can go on vacation and build trinkets for himself only. The show is great and informative. Congrats, Wes. I wish you the best. Mark and Will, thanks for putting in the work on a great pod.
Well, that was about as accurate a review as you can get.
What is the trinkets though?
Like, he's talking about like the bee necklace, the earring, the desk.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, the homemade wardrobe.
The shirts.
Yeah. This next one's from Clint Barton.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep it fresh. Guys. You do a show.
You look great.
You look good. Yeah.
You look fantastic. I don't mind the trinkets.
I'm enjoying every second of your transformation. This one comes from Clint Barton. It says, great show. This show features 3 awesome guys who really understand how to take the news and make it digestible and entertaining. Mark, Wes, and Will have great senses of humor and are the best part of my day. This next one
left the beef out.
He left the beef out. Yeah, that was a dig at the beef. Yeah. Don't worry, it's coming, beef. There's some Pat love coming. This one, awesome show from Jason B333. Hard Factor gives me something to look forward to in the mornings. The group of guys are great, even Pat. Now we got some Pat love, though. Here we go. Beeve Fever 69, 5 stars, says, Hardo Hive ladies for the win. As a lady listener with a non-existent boyfriend, I want to jump in and say, ladies, these foxy boys are worth the listen. No pressure from a significant other needed. I have shared your pod with my entire sorority, and let me say, lots of the single ladies of KKG are hot for the beef. Keep up the good work, boys, and keep reading the news as it should be with lots of tangents and arguments about vacations. So that was just a fantastic review all around, especially for the beef.
15 years ago when I was in college.
She was 3 the next year after you left.
She was 4. She was 5 years old 15 years ago.
Yes, I would have been interested in that.
Yep. All right, now for some ones with more content, maybe some stuff we can learn from. This one says, Beaver Teaser 69, chill with the political assimilation. I've been listening to the show shortly after it came out, and have been a loyal listener ever since. The show has gotten much better in many areas, but it is clearly noticeable you guys are losing your balls when it comes to voicing non-PC opinions. Will and Mark, namely, used to offer a fresh take on certain issues, and it seems you guys have been pussying out lately. I'd like to also directly call out Pat from the last episode, 828, where he said the McCloskey family committed a crime. Pat, I challenge you to state the exact law that they broke and convince one of the other hosts on the show that they should be convicted from violating the law.
Yeah, no. Hey, maybe I'm not a lawyer. I wasn't in court today. They were. So take it up with the judicial system.
Ooh, nice. All right, 2 more.
Oh, a little bit extra news. Gave a little news there. Yeah. So
there you go. Boston Celtics 5 says, hit or miss. I enjoy the show when it stays story focused and you guys don't go at each other's necks. At Mark, leave Pat alone and maybe chill out, take a vacation. As a college student, it's a fun way to stay somewhat informed. It's a fun way to stay right.
Not on my watch.
not while Pat's in New York. Maybe chill out, take a vacation. As a college student, it's a fun way to stay somewhat informed and get a laugh, but I think you guys seem a bit out of touch with people my age. Seems like a younger influence on the show could help. I think Hank's role in PMT. Barstool News Podcast undoubtedly has a lot of potential, but sadly I think this falls a bit short of what most people would really connect with. Maybe that's why Barstool and PFT fail to really promote it. Ouch.
Oh, finding was that a 5-star review?
It was a 5-star review, yeah. Finding listeners to Barstool Podcast shouldn't be hard. Seems Prez think the product isn't worth promoting. I think a few changes, a bit diversity could do you guys some good. Jesus, well, I mean,
holy shit,
he's right about the not promoting. That's for sure.
Yeah, this guy's gonna be for a rude awakening when he gets a job in the real world.
Back to the last one,
back to the vacation thing.
Back to the last one too. Yeah, I mean, I think that the closer we're getting to the election, I will say I know I have been a little bit like pulling some punches. I would say that just because on the political stuff, the closer we get to the election, it seems like the more angry everybody gets about their side being right. You know, I'm not trying to be inflammatory, but I'll definitely try to bring the heat a little bit more for the folks who feel like I've lost my fastball.
Yeah.
No, hold on, Will. I'm looking.
Will is shook by that.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
feel like I
No,
lost my
Will,
fastball.
don't be sure by that. There's a resume attached to this review. So
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, this guy said a lot of things, and about 10% of them are I'm gonna take as accuracy. I'm not too concerned about it, including the promotion stuff. What else did he say? What was in there? He said
that we need a
Diversity.
younger touch.
Oh, the young people. That's why we have young people as interns, bud. We have everyone on our intern team is well under 25. And
They
does the
keep
Hank
us
roll.
informed.
Yeah.
Although we never did the video, we still need. to do
which was the joke about how we're disconnected from that age group.
Right.
That
So
guy
there may be a
sucks.
joke video
That guy
coming.
sucks. That guy's worse than Josh from North Carolina. What's his name? What's this guy's name?
Boston Celtics 5.
Fuck you, Boston Celtics 5.
All right, one
Next
more.
does he work at Barstool? He's like,
Yeah, probably a burner account from
let
like
me
one of the
tell
interns
you
at Barstool.
how it is in your life.
Yeah. That was just a terrible 5-star review from Boston Celtic 5.
Hey, at least it was 5 stars, so that's good. This one
I
comes from Minilord again, so I don't know if this is the same guy, but it says, very fresh show. These fellows are downright crushing the podcast game. I love listening to the show. The regular news is awful and straight up filled with nothing but feel-bad stories. At least with this show, it's only like that half the time. These guys' approach to bringing you news stories is funny. Non-biased way is totally great. My only complaint about the show is that it isn't long enough. But then again, 40-ish minutes is probably a lot of work when you have the beeve that is in a perpetual state of vacation, but I digress. HAGFD.
I'm like an anchor.
GFD.
I mean, you know what I'm like, what's that thing they train with? I'm like a wind resistance parachute that you're running. You're like in speed training class all the time when I'm on your team.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like quicksand.
Well, I'll say we've shifted to a new schedule, Beeve, and you've been able to stick to it for the most part.
I love you guys keeping me alive by
keeping you on
forcing
schedule.
me to be places at certain times. It's huge for me.
There you go. Hey, we'll keep doing it.
Thanks.
He's got to be somewhere by 3.
You want to do a couple voicemails? Maybe 3?
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe 3
we'll do
voicemails?
3. All right, here we go. This is the first one. This is Roy from Canada.
Our Factor Boys. This is your guy from Canada, the great Canadian glory holder. I just listened to your What the Fuck Wednesday show and a few things. First off, I called before West was back, and keep going, buddy. Congratulations. And I don't think people should stop congratulating you, so I just want to be another voice saying it to you. I love you, buddy. Happy you're back. 2, happy birthday to the Beeve. Your midlife crisis is looking great on YouTube, buddy, so happy 52nd birthday to you. And 3rd, the Beeve mentioned something about he wanted to get grills one time and he didn't, and it's the greatest regret of his life. I want to hear the rest of your guys' biggest regrets. I know mine. I see it all the time on Instagram. One time I got too drunk at a party and didn't hook up with a girl who is now an absolute rocket. And every time she posts a thirst trap on Instagram, I just feel that shame every day. Take care, boys. Talk to you later.
I do want to say that don't worry, buddy. She'll come back to you. Now, she might come back divorced and with a couple kids, but
Give it some time.
She'll come back.
Roy sounds like a winner for sure.
You just stick in there, my friend.
You guys got
that's
any regrets you want to share?
a common one. I mean, I'm sure we all do. There was one time when Wes and I were working at the Wyndham, doing like shitty like waitering and like room service job.
Yeah.
Like when we were like late 20s, mid 20s, first moved to Austin, Texas, and one guy came in that was like big up in the company, and he brought in a bunch of people, and I told him my whole story, where I went to college and all this stuff, and he really liked me, and he offered me like a position or interview to do what he does, which is go to all the Wyndhams as they open around the world at the beach locations, and I just never called him back.
Well, that was dumb of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
man.
I got some like he was into me vibes like sexually, so I just didn't call him back. Regret it, yeah.
But that's par for the course with you, Mark. You're used to that. You shouldn't let that stop you.
Yeah, I should just let him try to have sex with me the whole time. Yeah,
Take one for the paycheck.
That's right.
Biggest regret I got is never really heavily getting involved in stocks. I think if you have watched DDTG over the course of the COVID lockdown, it kind of taught us all we maybe are in the wrong line of business in terms of how fast to make money. So I'd say
Agreed.
that not getting in on investing as early as I should have, and still
That's a
am not
good
really
one.
there. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Don't worry, Will. We'll be fine.
Beeve has no regrets.
You got any regrets, Beef?
Us
his
fat
was
girls got to
his-
stick together.
Yeah, the girl.
We're gonna be
Oh,
fine.
right on. Yeah. Other than like starting smoking, my mom won when she was working for like a referral program. They drew names out of the hat, and she won like this all-inclusive vacation to Jamaica, like on top of a mountain. It was like the CEO of this big company's villa, and I thought I was going to go to like spring break in Mexico with my friends instead of going to Jamaica. And the Mexico trip fell, didn't happen. So I missed out on this like amazing 10-star Jamaican villa mountaintop vacation.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, they all had a great time, and I was the only one in my family at home, just twiddling my thumbs while everyone else is in Jamaica.
It's like smoking bowls in the basement and jerking off.
Yeah.
How many pieces of computer paper did you go through that trip?
The whole ream.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to this one. Let's
Last
get
one?
this one. Yeah, we'll do Digger. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Digger. I'm calling because I'm glad that story about the guy who was growing the penis on his arm got brought back up, because I've been thinking about it a lot. And I was thinking, because the longer you let it grow, the longer it will grow, if you know what I mean. And but that means the longer you got to go without a penis.
Ooh.
So for sake of argument, my question is to you is, we'll say it gives a half an inch a month. So you get a full 6 inches in a year. How long are you willing to go without a penis in order to grow a mandingo size? Or would you just cut it off at like 6 months and give yourself a pat size? Have a good day. Let me know. Have a great fucking day. I mean,
Digger took a shot at my dong. I was about to give him a big ups. Be like Digger's like Confucius, man. He's like a Chinese philosopher with this. If a tree falls in the forest, shit, Digger. But you have no idea what I'm working with down here, and it is impressive.
I was thinking more along the lines of it's like the thing where you could have $1,000 right now, or you could have like $10, but every week it keeps going. And so what do you choose? That's the
marshmallow game that they do with toddlers.
Yes, exactly. Yes. The game, yes, the toddler game.
In this situation, though, you've already been without a penis for quite a while, so I feel like you could probably continue to wait a good bit.
Yeah, and you're gonna need a strong comeback. That's a great point too, Will. It's like people are gonna be talking about you not having a penis, and when you drop that penis, if it's not impressive,
well, you're gonna want to change.
I'm going 18 months, 9 inches.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Nah.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be so disgusting anyway. Just give me that disgusting thing. Let me have it, and
that's
it doesn't matter.
That's a long time to take care of an arm penis. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You're just gonna go with like a 3 month.
Just give it to me. I don't care. No one cares.
How many
It's on my
months?
own. Yeah.
A year. Give me a year. I'll take.
Well, you're
yeah.
going for the 6er.
I'm going
Yeah.
just long enough to where it'll make my future partners slightly uncomfortable, but I'll be able to have deniability about it. Be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Was that not? I thought, I'm sorry. Did I not?
Hey, what do you want me to do? This is my second dick.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right.
Did my monster hog? Is it uncomfortable?
I mean, I think that's one of those decisions.
Do you want me to cut it
that
off again?
You wouldn't know the answer until there was a dick on your arm.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. That's going to do it for Hard Factor. We got some more voicemails. We'll get to them Friday. Sorry, we're just a little behind. We've had a lot of interviews, so thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to get that Hard Factor HAGFD shirt. It is nice. We've got a really special interview coming up for you for Florida Man Friday. Stay tuned for that. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.